Yo, this is Jax, the freak, and this is just an assignment on an ecologist named Rachel Carson. Rachel Carson was an ecologist known for making speeches, writing books, and overall providing the public insight on what is now known as the environmental movement in the US. Rachel Carson was born in Springdale, Pennsylvania on May 29, 1907, where she developed a love for biology and the environment while living in her farmstead home. And despite her humble beginnings, she went to the Pennsylvania College for Women and later Johns Hopkins University for biology. She worked at the U.S. Department of Fisheries, now known as the Fish and Wildlife Center, soon after graduating and started her 15-year career as a scientist and editor-in-chief for all publications for the U.S. fisheries. While she worked, she wrote a variety of publications such as Under the Sea Wind and The Sea Around Us, after which she chose to leave the department in pursuit of writing. At the time, the usage of DDT, otherwise known as dichlorodigiphenyl trichloroethane, a very dangerous and unregulated chemical used as a pesticide against bugs, was beginning to concern Carson. She was well aware of its effects against nature and human health due to her research and readings at her old job in the U.S. Department of Fisheries, but further concerning research and discussion by other ecologists and biologists pushed Carson to action. After many years of research and review, Silent Spring was released in 1962, the very book that sparked the environmental movement in the U.S. With it, she was able to explain to the public how DDT and other chemicals were horrendously bad for the environment by killing off multiple trophic levels of organisms, promoting bugs to develop chemical resistance, thus encouraging even more dangerous chemicals, and causing adverse side effects to humans such as reproductive damage and neurological impairment. As expected, there was major pushback from DDT-producing chemical companies and even the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who supported the use of DDT due to its economic benefit. Yet despite the backlash from these giant forces, she continued to advocate for the environment and notify the public about the danger of these harmful chemicals. And eventually, even with her death, the movement pushed for both the restriction and later ban of DDT, as well as the implementation of the National Environmental Policy Act and the Environmental Protection Agency. While she was unable to see much of the effects that she had laid out, her writings and speeches had a massive effect on the world. Now that the people were aware of the dangers of these chemicals, they were much more wary of the usage or disposal of them. Chemicals went from being freely used and exorbitantly spent to carefully regulated and even banned due to their health risks. Without her work, there would likely be a significant amount of damage to the biosphere due to the genetic defects and harm caused by these chemicals. Now, you might be wondering, why would I choose to make a video on one of the most influential ecologists of the century and one of the main pillars of the early environmental movement? Because I hate pesticides, I hate DDT, and I hate chemicals, and I fucking hate microplastics. Like, we got enough chemicals in our body, dude, in fact, people are just putting more in. There would be no other reason. No other reason at all. Just absolutely none. No. Okay, but for real though, I really can't stand most pesticides due to the impact they have on the environment, especially since my native country was basically sprayed all over with it. I'm glad she was able to provide light on how shitty and horrible that is. Like, what the hell? Calm down. Okay. Well, that's it, I guess. God, it's so late. I was sitting this at like 3 a.m. Oh God.